Everyone, it's Nicole, and I thought I would share with you my process when I add the cardstock. You saw that I brought that container that I bought at our local grocery store. It's to carry groceries, but it fits my page kits perfectly. Now, to bring to the crop, this actually folds up to like nothing. So I actually folded it and put it into my other bag that I bring. And then when I get at the crop, I can just take this out and I can put my page kits standing up so that I can find them and put everything back nicely. When I set up at a crop, I like to have everything kind of nice and neat, and then that way I can find stuff a whole lot easier. So the process is this simple. I grab a page kit, I look at the pattern papers, sometimes I take them all the way out, sometimes I just take them out a little bit, and then I choose the tones of that color that fits the pattern paper better. Now I had a comment saying, you know, Nicole, why don't you bring some cardstock over with you as you're putting your page kit together, like your pattern paper and your embellishments. Because the way that I have my cardstock, you see how it's all laid out, like it's all separated by color. So like what would I bring over? I would have to bring, like I would have to mess up all my cardstock and bring a little bit of each color over to my desk. So this, in all honesty, you know, I had 30 page kits and this took me 30 minutes. So a minute a page kit. That's not bad. That's a pretty good average. It doesn't take me long at all. And if somebody's wondering, the first 3 little layers that you see there, and they're kind of like squares and you only see the side, at the very top, just above the blue cardstock there, that is my homemade soap. That's all I have left. It's time to make some more. And that's where I make it so that they dry. And I actually have, like, where I put the blue cardstock, I actually put more soap there. But for this case, I didn't have any soap to put there, so I just put a bunch of blue cardstock. But I showed you a big stack of blue cardstock. The reason I have so much cardstock is years ago, I'm talking probably 8 years ago, I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 7 years. So you're talking 15 years, right? 8 that I haven't been, and then I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 7 years. So I gathered a lot of 12 by 12 and a lot of 8.5 by 11. So I have my 8.5 by 11 on the side there. I don't want to sell them because it's something that, you know, I still use a lot of this. Just in this case with 30 page kit, I put probably about 60 cardstock within my page kits. Now, by going through all the page kits like this, I make sure that I have the color that I need to make each page. Now, when I pack the rest of my stuff, what I bring is I bring some extra white cardstock, some black cardstock, some gray cardstock, some brown cardstock, you know, some neutrals to have some on hand in case I need them. Now, I'm done with my page kits, putting the cardstock, and I'm just fixing my cardstock piles right away because I want to make sure that my scrap room stays clean. Home stretch. I have done my 30 plus page kits with all the embellishments. Now, just before this, you would have seen where I pulled all the cardstock for each and every single one of those page kits. Now I have my photos that are in. I printed some that were at 4x6, some at 4x4, some at 5x7. Now, some people asked me, you know, where do I get my 4x4s? It's just wherever you get your pictures printed, there is some options to do 4x4, 5x5, 5x7, like there's different options. So depending where you get your pictures printed, you can get them done different sizes. Now, what I'm going to do to make my life easier is I'm going to go through these pictures and I'm going to divide them by, you know,
where it takes place. So this is Canada Day, so I'm going to make sure to put all my Canada Day pictures together. This is my cruise. This is all my cruise, but what I'm going to do is, as best as I can, I'm going to divide them by island and whether they're on the ship, so that should make it easier. Then the same thing with the 5x7. Then I did grab some recipe cards, and that's where I'm going to do my journaling. Now what I do is, I'm going to get a pen there, but all I have right now is this pencil. So I'll put page kit 1, and then whatever I decide page kit 1 is, I'll do the journaling for that. Then I keep it all together. I don't put it within the page kit, because what I do is once I have the pictures in there, then I just bring the page kit close, and then I look at the picture and I think of a story that I could say with that, or, you know, something I want to tell, and then I'll do it, and then I'll keep it all together. And then I have this clip, and I keep it all together, and then you'll see in one of the things that I bring, that I pack, I'll just stick that in there. So as I'm doing my page kits, I can just journal. Then I went and got some stickers, and I label them from 1 to 32, and those are my page kits. So as soon as I decide which one is page kit number 1, I'll stick them on the page. And then that's how this can coordinate with the page kit. I don't have to wonder which one goes with which. It'll go together. So that's all ready. I got my journaling cards. I got my photos. So now I'm going to put you on fast forward. I'm going to divide all those. Oh, another thing I'm going to do also is, as I'm choosing which photos to go with each page kit, I have some washi tape behind me, you know, in those drawers. If you see my scrapbook tour, it's in there. And then I also got this at Michael's, and I keep this on my desk, and it's a lot of the ones that I use a lot. So I'm going to keep this right next to me, and as I'm going through my page kits, what I'm going to do is the little, this one has something written on it, but the little recipe cards that I have in each and every one of those page kits, if I decide to use a washi tape, I'll just tear a strip and stick it on. I'm not going to put it in the page kit because I might use the same washi tape on more than one layout, and then I'll just pack all my washi tape in one container that I bring for all of my page kits. Okay, so now I'm going to put you on fast forward, and we're going to get this process done. After this, after I'm done this part, then it's just packing, and that should go really quickly.
Okay, so the first thing I do is I take all those pictures that I just got from their processing place, and I just divide them by event. So I have some from camping from last summer, I have some from Canada Day, I have the 5x7s, which are some from my daughter's wedding, and then some from my trip, and I'm just going to separate those in the two events, and then I'll keep all the 5x7s together. And my trip, I'm dividing them by island. So I'm making a pile for St. Thomas, a pile for St. Kitts, a pile for San Juan, and a pile for on board the ship. Another thing that it did was kind of show me which island that I didn't print a lot of pictures from. For example, I think it was St. Kitts. I didn't print as many as the other islands. So next time that I get some photos printed, I'm going to have to make sure to print more photos from St. Kitts. And then when I sit down to, I have to make sure to print different pictures than the ones I've already printed. Now I'm taking some little notes, and I'm putting where the pictures are from, so that when I'm putting the photos into my page kits, I can go, okay, I think this page, I want to do some pictures from St. Thomas. And then I can just grab that stack of photo. Now, Another thing that I do when I put my pages or my photos with my pages is I choose if I'm going to use some washi tape. And then I have a little basket and I put all the washi tapes in the basket. And the reason that I don't put them in the page kit is because I might use that same washi tape on more than one layout. So again, it seems like, you know, a lot of times I open that page kit more than one time, but once I get to the crop, this is going to save me so much time. So if you can imagine, when I get to the crop, once I'm going to set up my area, and I have to set up like my camera and everything to make sure that I can film. But once I get that done, there's going to be no humming and awing, like what am I going to work on? I can literally start with page kit number 1 if I want to and go right till 30. And I mean, I'm finished getting ready right now. Everything's packed, everything's ready for tomorrow, which I'm filming the voiceover for this on Thursday. So you'll be seeing this tomorrow. So tomorrow, or the day that you're watching this, is the day I'm leaving. And you'll see me getting the rest of my page kits ready, and also how I pack to go to a crop. Now, I don't find that I bring a lot of stuff. The container that I bring, I looked at the container, it was 6 3/4 inches by 9 inches by 1.5 feet long. So that is not that big. It's a pretty small container, and that's where I put my inks in and all that stuff. You'll see it in the further video. And then I have a bag, and then my tool bag that I bring. And that's it. That's all I bring. And my cutter, of course, is in a different box. And that page that I just took away right there, I put an extra note saying that I forgot to get that photo printed. So what I did was, when I actually put that page kit back, I put it in a different pile so that I don't forget. Another thing that I do with the washi is I put a little piece of that washi on the recipe card. And then when I get to that specific page kit, I can say, oh, I wanted to use that washi and that washi. And sometimes I put way more washi than what I'm going to use, but at least it gives me an idea of the washi that I thought of. Okay, so I kept the video of me putting the photos on all 30 of the page kit. And this is what I do. I just open the page kit, look for the little recipe card that I have inside to see if I had kind of any idea when I put this page kit together. If it's a blank little recipe card, then I look at the pages and go, you know, from the pictures that I kind of set aside, which ones do I think would work well with this specific page kit? I'm looking at the embellishments that I put in there. I'm looking at the pattern papers to see the tones of the pattern papers. But being scrapbookers, you know that we take a ton of pictures, so I don't have to worry about finding the perfect pictures. There's always some pictures that I can add to each and every one of those page kits. And then there's a few that I had forgotten to get the pictures printed. Actually, what happened was the picture was actually taken with my husband's phone, and he was at work. So when I ordered the picture, he wasn't home for me to get the pictures from his phone. And so when he got home, I just got him to transfer the pictures to me, and then I put them on my computer and ordered them. I'm crossing my fingers that they come in today and that we can go get them tonight. If not, and I get to that, I'll still get the pages done. I kind of made them so that they were pages like 25 to 30. There's 5 of them that I didn't have the pictures. But it's not a big deal, and I'll get them in once I get home. And that's it. That's all 30 page kits that I've added washi and the pictures, and next it's going to be real time.
Okay, so now we have our cardstock in. We have pretty much all the pictures inside each of the page kits. The ones that don't have pictures, I have them off to the side. I'm hoping my pictures will come in tomorrow, and then there's one I need to print on my Canon selfie. So now I'm going to bring these page kits in. All I need to see is the picture. And then now I'm going to start putting the numbers on. So this is going to be page kit number 1. And then I'm going to have page kit number 1 on here. And I'm going to do the journaling. I'm going to look at this and see what I want to say. This, I want to say something about pina colada. How do you spell that? Pina colada? I don't know. I'll have to, I think there's a, so I'll have to, okay, check spelling. So stuff like that. This is what I do at this point. I, do the journaling, but then I'll check the spelling on stuff if I need to, and think of maybe a title. So this will be Pina Colada on the beach. Something like that. And then I'll do the journaling so that when I get to the retreat and I get to this and I'm chatting away, I don't have to think about how to spell stuff, what I'm going to write down. Wherever I have my journaling, I just copy and put it in on my page. So now I'm going to put you on fast forward. I'm not going to film me journaling on all 30 of these, but it's just to give you a little sample of how I do it. And then once this is done, then I've already went downstairs and I grabbed all my containers and I'm going to start packing, and I'll show you how I pack too. So here we go.
Okay, so one thing that I have changed that has made me way more successful when I go to crops is I don't just make the page kits, but I make sure that the journaling is done. So at this point, I take out each of the page kits again. I assign them a number, and then on my recipe card, I put that number. I look at the pictures, and then I think of the story I want to tell. And one of the reasons that it's made such a difference for me is when I'm socializing at a crop and I get to the journaling part, I can't even think about what I want to write. So at this point, when I'm going to get to the journaling, when I'm at the crop, I keep all my journaling cards together with a clip. I just need to go and see which page kit number that was, and then I just copy the journaling. The second reason that has changed a lot for me is journaling is probably, I know it's important and all this stuff, but it's probably my least favorite thing to do. I find it hard to come up with what I want to say and all this stuff. But I find when I sit down and I start journaling, the first few are a little hard to come out. Like, it's really hard for me to get the journaling out. But then the more and more I journal, the easier that it gets. So I find that that's made it a whole lot easier for me to come home and make sure that all the pages that I do get complete will have journaling on each and every one of the pages, and then I can just put them in albums when I get home. So this is the last part of, getting the page kits ready. Now, on the same day, there'll be another video that I'll show you, how I pack everything I bring to the crop. So these are the last 2 videos for getting ready for a crop. I hope it was helpful, and I hope that you enjoyed them. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.